Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Nasty Production.
7 Mile Radio.
What's up? What's up? It's Hump Day. It's Wednesday. That means it's Truth Podcast Day. Quit playing with us out here in these streets. We come out here on the radio every Wednesday night at 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. But you're also welcome to watch us even after the show goes off. So make sure y'all turn it up, run it up, and view our podcast and our topics. We typically go around the table and see how everybody's week has been since the last week. So, Mark, how you doing, boy? You got your denim jumpsuit on today?
Oh, here she go, man. It's cold in the studio, man. I had to put some sleeves on. That's all that is, man. I'm good. You know me, same old shit, different toilet. Holding it down.
Penelope, what's up, girl?
Hey everybody, the week is going good. I missed y'all last week. It's good to be back with everybody today. And I have no complaints. I could complain, but I won't. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm good. Got to be with you guys. Happy Hump Day, everybody out there. So yeah, everything's going well.
Mr. Bird in the building. Birdman is here. How you doing, bro?
What's up? Glad to see Penelope back.
Thank you, Bird.
We missed you last week.
We did.
We made it through it, but we missed your
We
addition
did.
to the dialogue
we
and
definitely
conversation.
I was here in
Even though
spirit,
you
and
called.
I tuned in. And I miss being here with y'all. But I love how y'all shouted me out and kept me alive as usual. So.
No doubt.
You weren't here in physical body, but you were here in spirit.
Hey, D-Man, can I give a shout out?
Absolutely. Oh, we got an obituary.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad. So this week has been really, it's not weird but somber, and it's actually going into the topic. I'm glad that this topic came up because yesterday was a year ago I lost my grandma. She was my rock. She was my everything. So I just want to shout out to my cousins and my family. I had called on them yesterday, and I had been sick the last couple of days because my sugar was kind of bad or whatever. But I wanted to give a shout out to my family. Grandma, we love you and we miss you. And also I want to give a pleasant shout out to the other shows on 7 Mile Radio. I actually tuned in to 2 shows on Monday. One was with, I think, Mr. Detroit. And it was a conversation. That was real cool.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I think y'all was talking about soul food and stuff. It was 2 shows that came on Monday. So I didn't get it. I haven't never listened to shows until I did the podcast.
Well, Mr. Detroit show actually comes on Friday. He did a special edition show Monday because he
so I caught a special
talk about the Lions. So
yes,
he was actually a guest on the Things Done Change podcast, which was hosted by Perry, and that's when they was going back and forth about the Lions. I don't know if that's the one you seen or what.
It was the one where they were also talking about I don't know about skin color or race or something like that. They got into an in-depth conversation.
Yeah, that's what that was. Yep.
That and then what was the second show that came on Monday? Because y'all was talking about soul food about Mr. Chime Time.
That might have been the No Chaser podcast.
No Chaser.
After that, yeah.
So shout out to all the podcasts on 7 Mile Radio. Like I said, I try to tune in and support everybody.
Dig that.
And we have a special guest in the building. Her name is Gourmet Bryce, and it's not by accident. She actually can cook her ass off, thus the gourmet. We want to welcome her into the building tonight, Miss Gourmet Bryce.
Welcome.
And that's a segue into our topic. Our topic tonight is more of a serious nature. We are Truth Podcast, and we want to stay true to our nature every now and then and tackle some issues that ain't nobody really talking about. But everybody judging, right? So we want to talk about life after death. Excuse me. Life after death. How do you navigate living after the death of a spouse? We're not just talking about a child or a cousin or a grandmother. We're talking about somebody you pledged to live with and be with till death do you part. And that she did. And she did it in such a fashion that I don't know a lot of women today would be willing to do. And so what we're going to do is start off by giving her an opportunity to just give us an introduction of herself and her story. And then we're going to get into the topic, ask you some questions, have our viewers who we want to thank. We see you guys. We appreciate you being on. We want you to introduce yourself to our audience.
I'm Gourmet Bryce. I'm a chef and caterer. A widow for a year and 3 months. I was married to George D. Bryce for 32 years until he passed away. And he was the love of my life. And life after death is different without him.
It's different.
Yeah.
I can imagine 32 years of living your life with one person and knowing that that's your forever, however forever long is, right?
Yeah.
Till death do you part. Do we really take those vows seriously today? Till death do us part, or is really divorce or separation or just resolution or dissolving rather of the relationship an option? Do we really take in sickness and in health for real? Do we really take in good times and bad times for real? Are we really considering us one as a union? And so if you're lacking something and I have it, I give it to you. One thing people don't know about this young lady is she was true to these vows. Y'all probably saw her on Fox too. When her husband needed a kidney. Was it a kidney? Yeah, a kidney. Nobody else came forward that was a match. She found out she was a match and gave her husband her kidney. I want to ask the 3 men in the room. Y'all know any more women like that?
I may know one.
My mother.
Like that would give me a kidney?
That would give you a part of her
Yeah.
to save your life.
Yeah, I know like one person.
One person, Mark?
Outside of family, I don't know. I mean, she may exist, but I couldn't call her.
You ain't ran into her yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't know who she is.
David, you think it's somebody on this earth in your life, female? I mean, that's probably an unfair question to ask because you're married and she's probably watching. But so, who? Like
My mother-in-law.
your mother-in-law? You believe she would be willing to give you a piece of herself?
That's what I was going to say. Outside of family.
Outside of family, I don't. I mean, you hear about it. It wasn't she a match, but it was health issues that complicated everything.
Got it.
No, that it was too late by the time. It's hard. It's kind of hard to go into.
I feel it.
But I'm gonna let Gourmet. I think today this is like where I just want to sit back and listen.
Yeah.
And hear your story.
Well,
So, Gourmet, when you were presented with the situation to where this was a dire situation, your husband needed a kidney, and you were faced with the decision to give up yours, how difficult, if it was difficult, of a decision was it?
it wasn't difficult at all. It was very easy for me because I love my husband to death. And when I say to death, I was willing to give whatever I could to save his life so I can continue loving him and him loving me. So if I had to shorten my life so that he can live longer, then that's what I'm going to do because I got that kind of love for him.
And that's ladies and gentlemen, are those vows when they say in sickness and in health. Like she lived it. You know what I'm saying? She was faced with that, with having to live up to those vows.
She cashed in.
A lot of people really mean it. They can say they love you. They can say they got your back no matter
But when
what.
it's time to cash in.
But then when
they
it's time to
fold.
cash in, they fold and they flake. You understand what I'm saying? But when you're really talking about real vows and somebody that takes them seriously, this is who we're talking about. And so what she did, at least for a while, is prolong his life. Surgery that is 100%
Safe.
safe. So you're risking your life to prolong his life so that he can stay in your life. But does it guarantee that you're gonna live?
Right.
And the sacrifice that you were willing to make, to me, was amazing. Like I've seen stories on Fox 2, but it's never been people that I knew. You understand? People that I like, us.
Yeah.
You understand?
You know, even knowing her story, because like I said, this is my Facebook friend from years ago, so I seen that story, and I'm like, you possess the qualities that every man, I feel like every good man in the world, prays for in a woman.
Yeah.
Like you, like the type of love that y'all have is the type of love that this generation does not feel like exists anymore.
Yeah, it does it, and that's the question.
Honorable chef, because, and you know, now the times we're in today, most people flee and they run in hard times, and you did the complete opposite. Like, you took those vows
Yeah.
so seriously. I do want to ask the question: how long were you searching for a match for him to get a kidney before you even decided to check into yourself?
I gave his family 30 days.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
It is.
And nobody in his family even considered it.
Did they test?
No. Nobody.
See?
So no, it was
No.
like no movement.
Yeah, people say, "Oh yeah, I love you to death, Unc." You know, that type of thing. I love you to death, bro. That type of thing. But do they really love you to death?
But what qualifies somebody as a person that's able to donate an organ, right? Your body has to be clean to some degree. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody ain't gonna qualify, even if they
definitely not.
if they qualify via DNA. You know what I'm saying, or via whatever your type.
But the
Yes,
thing
you know what I'm
that
saying?
got me was nobody tried.
They didn't even go get
They
tested.
ain't go get tested. Yeah.
I can't even stay clean for 30 days to go make sure, see if I'm a.
You know,
See
how
if
me and
I'm
Bird, see how me and
Right.
Bird said, like, it was hard to think of a person outside of the family. Us feeling like that the first people in the person that would people that would step up was those in the family.
Right.
But this was the exact opposite in this situation. They didn't even, lift a finger to try to attempt to save this man.
So you're looking for a kidney. You find out that nobody's moving. You found out that you're a match.
I told him that I'm gonna go and get tested,
Okay.
and he was like, "It's a waste of time." You know what I'm saying?
He didn't think you would be a match. huh?
No, you know,
Dang.
why would you go and do all this when it's no use?
So he was kind of like giving up.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, you can do it, but what's the use?
Mm-hmm.
So I was adamant about getting it done, and I went and talked to the doctors,
Specialist.
and they said, "Okay, come in on this day." I went in on that day, and I want to say a few days later or something, I'm driving home, and I'm talking to him on the phone actually, and I tell him to hold on, and the doctor calls on the other end and tells me that I am a perfect match for my husband.
Damn.
praise God.
Do y'all not understand purpose and just like they knew they were soulmates, but they didn't know the depth of how of what that meant. You know what I'm saying?
Looking all around the surface. And
yeah,
here it go,
you
right
waiting
here,
on
baby,
everybody
in front
else,
of
and
you.
she right here, bro.
Right here.
So I know
And my
that's
husband,
right.
he was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, he was like, "We truly are a match made in heaven."
Dude,
Like-
like for real.
and
I love that.
I was like, "I believe we are, because who would have thought?"
Mm-hmm.
We've been together for 25 years,
Mm.
and here I am about to give you a kidney.
See, look. That's
So
gonna be on
that
my-
prolonged his life. Notice she said they were together for 32 years. That sacrifice
Yeah.
prolonged his life another 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Another 7 years. And had she not just even had the wherewithal and the presence of mind to even go get tested to see if the impossible was possible. Dog.
I
Listen, when I
put
get my
my
new boo,
faith
first
in
thing I'm
God.
Will you give me a kidney,
I'm going to the
motherfucker?
doctor to see if our kidneys match. That's where I'm going.
Like,
if
that's
if
the
our
first
kidneys
thing
don't
to
match,
see in this
you
market.
ain't the one.
But that is powerful.
Yeah.
That statement alone is powerful. David, you want to ask a question?
Well, I wanted to ask a question, but I was looking at the comments, and Luana said
She's a hero.
she
She
her
definitely
too.
is.
Yeah, she said, my husband prior to him passing had a kidney transplant. Supporting a spouse through that is not for the weak, and I commend you for that. Now, I do have one question. What was your what was your husband's mindset, and what was your mindset during this whole time? Because I heard you earlier when you was like, he didn't want you to be a match. Was it where more...
He didn't think she would
No,
be.
would be a match.
It wasn't that he didn't want me to be a match.
Gotcha.
He wanted me to be a
No.
match because he wanted to be here with me.
Exactly.
You know.
So it wasn't where he wasn't giving up on life, and he was like, okay, this is where all my papers at for life insurance stuff. So he was still in the fight at that whole time.
Oh yeah, most
Got you.
definitely. Most definitely, he was.
Y'all weren't
you know.
operating from a place of defeatedness. It was like, wait, hold up.
No,
Yeah, that's
We're
what
gonna
because
find a solution to this
Exactly.
problem.
my husband and I, when he was on dialysis, we wasn't going to the dialysis place. We learned how to do it at home.
Oh, wow.
And you became his caretaker, did you not?
Of course.
She was his caretaker. This woman did not only give up a kidney, my boy. Like, when you look for a wife, I'm going to ask y'all to research Gourmet Bryce.
That's what I said.
She not only gave up a kidney, but even after that, she became his caretaker
you was-
all the way up to the end of his life.
I know you a chef, right? But I need the recipe that you have for being a wife.
And
I
a lot
got
of women,
that.
a lot of women in
I need that
2024 don't understand this woman's sacrifice because they can't comprehend. Like, I'm not sacrificing myself for you, nigga. We married, but you know, we said till death do us part. We said in sickness and in health. We said in good times and bad times, but we didn't say. We didn't mean it. Not for real.
You don't
A
know
lot
what
of
it
people
is
say
till it
that shit
hit.
because it's a colloquial thing to say.
Exactly.
It's what the preacher tells you to say,
Yeah.
and you repeat after him so as to not be embarrassed. You understand what I'm saying? Or so as to not embarrass your prospective spouse. But this is the epitome.
Oh boy.
D-Mac, I'm digging your oratorical skills today.
I mean, I have
Man,
vocabulary.
she flow like a motherfucker.
Now, when we talk about bullshit, I might have some bullshit to say. But when we talk about serious
No, I
matters,
got you.
dude, I'm on top
Because you
of
ain't
that.
took off the glasses yet, though. That's
And
what
I
I'm waiting on.
haven't. Like,
She
I
ain't
look
taking them off
over
today.
them to look at the comments, but I haven't taken them off because
this is professional.
I just wanted to give you compliments on
I
that.
appreciate that. But the focus I want is on to her because I'm nothing. Like, I don't know that I give a fuck about enough about nobody to give him an organ of mine. You know what I'm saying? So that's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And that's powerful. And it's
Right.
not that you just gave up an organ. You cared for him after that. You cared for him during that. Once y'all got through that and found out something else, you cared for him through that all the way up to the end. Tell us about that, if you are okay with that. What was it like being
Wow.
the caretaker of the person that you said till death do us part to?
Wow, when you put it like that,
That's heavy, ain't it?
shit is heavy.
Heavy.
You know, I never looked at it like that. You know, all I looked at was my husband and how much he needs me. And thinking about it I wasn't thinking about it. I was just doing what I had to do. Period. To think about what I was doing, I probably wouldn't have made it.
Would have broke. You had to keep going.
Yeah, and I had to stay strong for him. I couldn't think about me because I'm healthy.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's the one that's ill. He's the one that can't do for
Man pray for every man want. Like you are the blueprint of what a man wants in a wife.
You one in
And
a
she
million
wasn't
for
just
sure.
she wasn't just a wife, like just there. Like she added to this situation. You know, she's an entrepreneur. You know, she wasn't just being a wife taken care of.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Bringing the
saying?
bag in as well.
She bringing the bag in too. And tell us about your business. Go on and put your advertisement
Shout
in
it
right
out.
now.
Let's go. Let us know.
Yes.
Gourmets Catering.
Hey,
You can reach me at gourmets at G. I'm out there. Just Google me, Gourmet Bryson.
We need y'all
Everything
supporting
will
Gourmet
pop up.
Bryce,
Thank you.
okay? Because I
Yeah.
definitely will be after tonight.
absolutely. And her specialty is the crack salad caterer. She was delivering to the motherfucking barbershops and salons, and we sold her out every time she came.
y'all better get
that
some
crack
salads.
salad is the motherfucking
And I
deal.
heard something about these brownies too. That's what I really want to hear about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brownies are pretty good too. They pretty bomb.
think
I
she
call
downplaying
those the ghetto
Yeah.
brownies.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have the background set, right? We understand they've been married for 32 years. She gave him a kidney. She was his caretaker up to his last breath. Now we need to talk about our topic, life after death. What is it? Because see, it's been a year and 3 months,
Yeah.
everyone. It's been a year and 3 months since her husband died.
Still very fresh.
Still not a long time, right? Compared to 32 years of knowing just this one man,
At all.
right?
Of course.
No, it's not.
But so now you have to navigate life without him. What is that like? And we have tissue. It's okay. This is Truth Podcast.
I know.
And
I
take
know.
your time, Chef.
Yes.
Please take your time.
Yes.
This is about you today.
It's very, very. I do it because I do it with ease
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think about it.
Mm.
Again, I'm in a situation where I have to just do.
Mm.
So make me and love me. It's,
Partner with you.
it's difficult.
Mm.
You know, life was very, very easy with my husband.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't have to work if I didn't want to work. Of our marriage, people used to ask me all the time, like, you know, because I was fly all the time and drive a nice car and everything. People always ask me, you know, May, so what do you do for a living? And my answer was,
Cook.
no.
That ain't even for the living. That's for recreation and passion, right?
No. I, you know, cater to my husband. I take care of my husband. I do what my husband wants. You know, 401k, you know, everything that he had, I had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and life was good.
Mm-hmm.
To go from
Security, because that's what that all boils down to, right? Security.
to being, trying to secure what we've already established.
On your own now.
No, what he and I build together. I'm trying to.
Not without him. You have to
Without
maintain
him,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose what we already
I
established.
feel it. I feel it. And the pressure. That's pressure.
I wouldn't say so much as pressure because God always make a way for me,
That's
Yes, he
awesome.
does.
That's powerful.
and my husband set it up, and he used to say this to me a lot, and I used to think he was crazy for saying take care of you.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah, it
It's
froze for a
frozen.
minute.
It's
It's
skipping.
good.
Yeah, y'all bear with us. We having some technical difficulties.
It's
And
okay. Hang in
people
there,
falling
y'all.
off, Mark.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, hang in there, y'all, please.
No, we down to 10. All right.
The light back green.
All right, let's keep talking. I mean, it's gonna pile.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right. We did. Hey, we've already. Lawana, let's do this while we're talking and while we're asking questions. In the meantime, we're gonna open up the phone lines, 313-723-0937. 313-723-0481. 313-723-0481. We're going to keep talking until you call in. Lawana, though, you said you and she need to talk, connect, call in. Let's facilitate that. 313-723-0481. What do you have to say, Mike?
Yeah, I got a question for Chef Bryce. So, I do you date now, or are you dating? Are you open to dating or anything like that? Because I have something to say after that to whatever your answer is. I want to say something after.
I've dated, and I'm open to dating, but I don't like it.
Okay. So the only reason I asked that is because my grandfather, I never had met my grandmother because she died giving birth to the baby aunt, my last aunt. So I never got to meet my grandmother on my mother's side. And my grandfather raised all of them single. It was women and boys. He had to raise all of them, and I got to know him till I was 7 or 8. And I just saw how sad he was that she was gone. He did everything he could to put time in between missing her. Whatever he could do, he did. Retired from Chrysler, but built stuff in the backyard, took me to school, picked me up, took me to the anything he could do to buy his time because he missed her so much, he did. And now being older, the older I got, the more I realized what he was doing. I said, oh, he missed grandma. That's why he did these things. I never had realized that when I was little, because he never dated anybody else. I never seen another woman come over. I just knew like, oh, grandma's gone, granddad's here. I never understood it till I got older and was like, oh, he did all these things to try to replace that time he had with her. So I was like, wow, he was really, really sad. He let himself get sick. He got cancer and passed away when I was like 8. It took me to like 30s, to the age I am, to realize like he let himself go because he really missed her. He missed her, and he never replaced her with anything. He tried to buy his time, but he never replaced it with anything. That's why I asked, had he dated or anything like that? Yeah.
How do you find the strength to live on and to continue to even try to pursue life? You know what I'm saying? When that was your life.
Well, I still gotta live,
Life goes on for the living.
Yeah.
It has to.
But don't y'all think that's what they would want you to do
Absolutely.
as well? Is still
Absolutely.
live? Yeah.
Yeah, my husband told me, he was like, don't worry. Another husband is coming for you. And I was like...
But you know what? That's heavy. And that's powerful. That's powerful. Because he knows he's coming to his end. And he does not want his wife to be in dismay forever. He doesn't want her to be lonely forever. I have met my time in your life.
Yeah.
And after me, because I was going to ask you, and I'm glad you said that and volunteered that, because I was wondering, does the age matter as to whether or not you move on after a spouse of a death, or the death of a spouse?
That's good. That's a good question.
So if I was 21 and my nigga got killed, of course I'm going to live the rest of my life somehow. I may get married. I may find another dude. I may, you know what I'm saying? I may have another kid with this another dude and just keep living life, right? But if I'm spent 32 years with a person, you understand what I'm saying? And that dissolves due to death. Am I thinking about the possibility of moving forward? Like, it depends. To me, I thought it would depend on the age, but I'm glad it doesn't, and I'm glad you just corrected me in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still so much life for you to live.
Yeah.
How old are you? Without telling us, just give us a movie, TV show.
You
I'm
gonna date her.
I'm 52-ish.
Okay, she
Okay.
52-ish. I'm
Yes. I love
52-ish.
it.
So it's so much life to live at 52.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
I was listening to an interview that Angie Martinez had a while back with Lauren London, and it was kind of like on similar to this topic, life after death, and she was asking her, you know, how did she feel about moving on now that Nipsey is gone, and you know they were pretty young, and I know they weren't together not as nearly as long as you and your husband were.
Yeah, because I don't even think she's 32.
But she did say that she feels as though she'll never find anybody who will love her the way that he did to that extent. Like, will she love again? Yeah, that's pretty possible. But
Yeah.
to that
'Cause
extent,
love is an
to
emotion.
like,
Yeah.
like,
It's
'cause
an
like how
emotion.
you
That's
said
it.
you found your soulmate. Will you find another soulmate to the extent?
I
I don't know.
I don't think so.
That's the question.
I don't think so. I truly, and I say that with passion, I don't think
Take him to the hospital, see if his kidneys
because
match.
in your
no,
Wow.
no man that I've met so far.
can
Can measure
measure
up to him.
up to who he was in your life.
Yep.
And
No.
you're always going to have that point of comparison, right?
Always,
Because if I chose you to be my husband or you chose me to be your wife and I agreed,
yeah.
then I saw something in you that I can see forever. You understand what I'm saying? And so that means everything that I want, I see in you. And the things that I don't see in you, I'm okay with. That 20%, I'm okay with not having it. But the things that I see in you are valuable enough, right?
Yeah.
And so, dog,
You know, men, they always say, you paint this picture of your husband like he is greater than God and all of that. And I'm like, okay, well, if you wasn't following us when we were together, then you wouldn't know.
and why are you even speaking on it?
But you know what? But you know what? He would probably speak on you in the same regard, right? If he was here, considering everything that, like, y'all were that to each other, and maybe this dude just never maybe experienced that out of nobody. So like, what? Don't downplay what we had.
You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't had it. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't had it, okay? I'm saying? Right.
And people are so
Exactly.
used to of it being so toxic nowadays that when they see something healthy, they think that it's fake. When really it's just organic.
boy.
It's
Boy.
realistic.
You know what I'm
it
saying?
does still
It's
happen.
okay.
It's okay.
But I think it's more because people envy what you had. And I think that's why people speak and hate
The
on
way she doted on her husband, you know, and I don't give a lot of credence to social media until I see it with some consistency.
Exactly.
You can be like, I'm happy today, and bitch, y'all divorced tomorrow, and y'all pajamas in Christmas and January, y'all ain't together.
Even
That shit
throughout
don't mean
consistency,
shit, you know what I'm saying?
it still can be a little
It
flaky.
can,
You know?
but what
I
I've
get what
seen
you're saying.
over the years that I've known her, I've seen nothing negative that she's ever posted concerning this man. You understand what I'm saying? To me, to me, it's like over the years, because when you were delivering to the barbershops, that was in like 2000. This 2024, that was probably like 2010. And so in 14 years, and she'll tell you, in 14 years, I've never seen, or even dealing with her outside of that, and them coming together. They always were a united front. When she was catering to the barbershop, guess who was in that truck with her?
Her husband.
Her husband. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've never questioned their united front. And there's never been a reason to question it. And, you know, some people hide well, but you can't hide forever, my baby. And eventually y'all gonna slip up, and we gonna see some slip up. You understand? I never saw it.
Yeah.
And that's what made me believe in relationships.
Yeah.
You don't even know it. When I saw her post something that was questionable, I sent her a DM. Y'all good over there?
everything. Okay.
And she was like, yes, we are. That means so much that you asked.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because even with people that follow you on Facebook and that just want to be witnesses to your life,
for surveillance,
of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We become invested. You know,
Facebook
we're like,
narcs.
oh, this is a real relationship. Oh, they for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you see something that don't quite look right or sound right, it's like, y'all good?
Yeah.
Cause nigga, I'm invested. Like
what-
y'all my
It's like
idols.
watching a real life reality
know what I
show
mean?
at this
But
point.
D Mac, what when you posted something at one time, what did I do in your inbox?
You asked me about it.
I did,
Yeah.
because I'm invested. You're my
Yeah.
friend. I care.
And that's
I
what
want to
we
make
do.
Sure that was
No,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
You were okay. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So,
You know what
so
I'm
let
saying?
me ask you this, Gourmet. As we and I like how everybody went into life after death. When and you don't have to answer this. So when did it kind of hit you, like he's gone? Was it more like at the funeral, or was it where you seen something that reminded you of him? And once it hit you, for people that's listening to our show, what is something that you could take away that says, okay, even though I feel this pain and it hit me, what is it something that I think about him that makes me go on?
Good question.
Well, my husband was alive, and just looking at his body deteriorate the way it did, I knew he was gone while he was here.
So you already began to
Mourn.
mourn
While he
and
was
grieve
here,
him
okay.
before he even died. That's heavy, bro.
So you
Oh
were
my
just were you
God.
But
just
I-
like
but-
keeping
but-
him comfortable to a certain degree because that's all you could do at some point.
But
So
I understand.
by the time of his
His
demise, you had already come to grips with what you were dealing with. And so let me ask you this on the dating part. When you decide I'm going to date, I'm going to go out and I'm going to just, still live my life, because the way you speak of your husband, he would want you to continue to live your life, right?
Yeah, of course.
He told you.
And so you did all that. And in your attempts to do that, did you have backlash? Did you have people that were telling you you're moving on too fast?
Oh man.
Did you have people that were telling you never loved him because how can you,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I lived up to my vow.
Yes.
If it was
My
me,
Bible
mine,
said till
Yes.
death do us part. When
Yes.
death did us part, I have every right to
Yes.
still live.
But it's not
Yes.
32 years enough.
It was terrible. I couldn't call certain people and be excited
About a date.
a date.
Damn.
I met
Then
somebody. couldn't even call.
they were not truly in your corner.
No, they thought I was moving on too fast. You mustn't love him. You this,
That's
you that.
bad.
But what
And
is
it's
moving
like,
on too fast?
What more? I mean, I did it.
I did it this
Oh.
year for 32 years, bro.
What more could I do?
You gave a kidney.
I gave him a part of
kidney.
my anatomy.
I was there.
Even
when
if
it
it was
happened.
for
How
32 years,
better
you
can
gave
I
a
What,
kidney.
like,
prove-
was it anything that they suggested that you should have been doing as opposed to what you were?
No, what she's supposed to do, according to those people, is just be in
Become
mourning
a
Yeah,
nun.
forever.
just be sad. Just be
Be
That
in
was
sad.
my-
mourning
that was my- that
forever.
was my-
Never live the rest of her life to any fulfillment to her.
Exactly.
But deep
That's
back-
what they wanted.
And
Exactly.
also, were some of those people that was talking about not moving on, was those the same people that weren't even getting
That didn't even
tested
get a
for the
test.
kidney?
Bro, like, oh,
You ain't got
God.
to. You ain't got to say yes. You already gave me your answer, so you ain't got to say yes.
But so, I didn't mean to interrupt you, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, but the shit pisses me off a little bit when people question whether or not you love the person you were with.
Yeah.
After
When
all
you
of that.
gave everything you had, you know what I'm saying? And so you gave everything you had, not just in concept, but in physical body.
Yeah.
And for those people to question you after you went under the knife to prolong this man's life an additional 7 years.
Yeah.
How can you question whether or not I loved him? How can you question whether or not I wanted him or was willing to do whatever it took to make sure he was okay? Who the fuck do you think you are?
Basically.
Now, that's me.
Yeah.
What was your response to these people?
I had no response because I owe nobody nothing.
Say that shit. Say
So,
that shit.
You could think what you
Doing.
want.
I was waiting on the sound effect.
High five. High five.
Yeah.
I respect that.
No, you could think and say whatever. You know what people think about me, it don't matter to me, because at the end of the day, my husband told me before he died, job well done.
Job well done. I'm about to say, I think highly of you right now, and I don't even know you.
That's heavy.
Man.
Dude, I'm about to cry. Bring the tissue over here.
Get that over there to her.
I brought these for me.
No, you brought them for you, but I just need a couple because this
you
shit
brought
is
the
so
heavy.
powerful.
Yeah, she
because
brought the heavy.
you want to know what's so powerful is the love that she had for him, not just in word only.
Yeah.
She really loved this man.
Yeah.
And she really demonstrated that love. That's the difference between her and a lot of bitches out here now.
And that
They
comment that you
talk
just said,
love, but they don't know how to show it.
Yep. Yep.
Somebody just said in the comments, I owe no one nothing. What you just said, right? His what he said
That's
to you,
powerful.
job well done.
Yep.
Ain't nobody
I don't
question
know
you
what
about
woman
shit.
Can't nobody
on
question you.
earth
Saying that.
in 2024 that I know personally that I can measure up to your dedication.
Yeah.
I don't know a person like that, honestly. And I'm not trying to kiss your ass because you are guest. What I'm trying to say is
for real.
you are, like Mark said, the epitome of what most men look for in a wife. Y'all think,
never
no, a
find.
lot of women think, let's just divert for a moment. A lot of women think, or a lot of men, or no, a lot of women think that niggas want this, that, and the other. No, they want somebody that's willing to give up a kidney. They want somebody that's gonna walk them all the way down to their last breath.
I want a you.
Fuck that fake shit you talking about.
I'm not
You know what
lying.
I'm saying?
People don't understand what I go
Fuck
through. I'm
that
still single.
temporary shit you
I want a
talking
you.
about. You
But
know what I
you do
mean?
gotta understand, you have to be that man also for
I need your
that
recipe.
right to.
And you
Yeah.
do
So I
have
can
to
mix
be
it
that.
up
you
with another
be
bitch.
like any
Yeah.
nigga,
do
like
have
you
to
just
be
find
that
out-
I'm with you
person.
there, Mark.
You
He
do have to
won't.
be that
Exactly.
person.
So you
you
gotta
know what I'm
give
saying?
that-
To make her want to do that.
Exactly.
You do have to be that person.
And he
was
but
that
to
type of
be
man.
that person, you have to know that this bitch
But
is
guess what?
worth it.
They were that person to each other.
Yes, they were. Yes,
They
they
were
were.
that person.
That's
to
the
match up.
difference. That's the difference between real relationship and this fake shit that's going on in 2023, 2024. Real relationship is we got each other's back.
Yep.
Anything you need, I got you.
Not that
That
Instagram
fake
relationship.
2023, 24 shit is I got you, but you piss me off. I don't
It's
got you.
conditional as
It's
fuck.
conditional as fuck. And so when you realize a motherfucker is conditional as fuck, you treat them accordingly. So they ain't gonna give you a kidney.
But what they don't, what people don't understand, what people don't understand is until it say "to death do us part." In sickness and health, when your
Let me
daddy
tell
and
you
your
something.
mama get sick, and my daddy and my mama get sick, what we about to do?
When
Or
the
when I get
divorce-
sick, what you gonna do? When you
Mike.
get sick, what I'm gonna do?
Mike, when the divorce rate is over 50%, 1 out of every 2 marriages end in divorce, them vows don't mean shit, my
no,
boy.
they didn't.
They don't mean shit. They are the minority. The vows are the minority.
Yeah.
If in terms of respecting them.
Yes.
You understand
Yes.
what I'm saying? So, especially don't fuck with somebody that's been divorced.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, they don't mind getting
you
another
already
divorce.
know that's an option.
Yeah.
So you gonna be a running ass motherfucker.
Exactly.
Because you already know I don't have to live up to these vows because I didn't live up to them the first time. I don't have to live up to them this time.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't mean shit.
But you know
You
what I
understand
think?
what
You
I'm
gotta
saying?
stop it before you get married. You gotta realize something wrong before you
Yeah.
get married.
But that's the thing.
And I've done that a few times.
Will
and
do
people
more
be mad.
like you'll hear the vows, but you don't listen to the vows. Because when me and my wife got married, I remember, I'll never forget this. My pastor said, every day is not going to be sunshine. It might be sunshine the day you get married. But it's going to be days.
Well, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yep.
What happened?
And then that's when you revert back to your vows. Good
And the question
times
is,
and bad,
do you work
sickness
more
and
on
in
it
health, till death do us
Then just
part.
let stuff go.
Yeah.
And it's got to be where, okay, it's not, every day is not going to be sunshine. It's going to be stuff we go through. It's going to be, like, I remember one time I got pissed at my wife, and I still brought her home something to eat. Like, we had a big argument. I just walked in the house. I brought you a cheeseburger.
Well, you gotta feed her.
I still got to
But you know what I'm saying? But
just
that's
said, you gotta feed her.
that's understanding the role versus relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chef,
And so
I
a
got
lot of people
question
don't
for
know
you.
how to separate role from relationship. But what's your question, Penelope?
So I know it's been a year, and all of this is still
A year and 3 months.
a year, 3 months. It's still fresh to you. And I see a couple ladies in the chat who have similar situations. Do you feel supported now in this moment? Like, do you feel supported with family, friends? Do you have a outlet? Because I heard you mention before that you keep going, and I know that's a coping mechanism for you to, you know what I'm saying,
Grieving.
You
to
saw it.
keep grieving it. So I want to know, like, in this moment, like, do you feel supported? Do you have somebody to talk to? Are you in therapy? Do you have a friend that you feel vulnerable with? Let us know about that
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable.
I don't want to look at her
Do
because
you
everybody
even
else
let-
looking at her. I'm going
Do
to
you
look this
even
way. so
let
that way.
people in
Like-
to be a support system?
I mean, I would let people in if they wanted to support me. I have, a few people, 2 or 3 maybe, that check in on me, and they support me. Would I like to have a hug every once in a while? That I don't get too often because people call me or they'll text me. They don't come by and see me and check on me. And I get my strength and I draw it from God.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I feel challenged and weak and weary, I turn to God. And I always step out on faith, and I believe in His word. And when He tells me that things are going to work out in His favor and in mine, I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just throw my hands up
And let them
and
do it.
let Him do it.
And that's all we can do.
And same thing with my situation with the kidney. God said, you're going to give your husband a kidney.
You with the
And,
match.
of
You with the
course,
voluntary match.
This was driving in my head to go and get tested because something was telling me that this is going
If ain't
down.
nobody else a match, then maybe I might be. Maybe I'm the match.
D-Mac, Bird, y'all the closest to her.
They
Either
said
one of
give her
y'all
a
wanna
hug.
give her a
They
hug.
said give her a hug.
I mean, so what
Yeah,
I don't.
Let's go. Look,
No.
I'm giving her a hug too. I need a hug.
She know I love her.
I'm taking my
And
headset
sometimes
off.
I
'cause
get
need
Mac,
a
you
hug.
want to ask if that's okay, and that's something that
And
we
you
have,
have
to
to
be
make
important.
sure
Yeah,
because we on air. I don't want her to break down.
No, you
Is
right.
that all right?
That's why I said
Like,
just
what
ask.
if I
Listen,
hug her and
I work
she
with a
just
job
let it all go?
And that's
And
why-
the rest of the show is
Cause
just
And that's why I asked if it was okay
Yeah.
because what we didn't, I didn't just want to leave her there. And,
I
and it
appreciate
was
that,
all right.
and that's respectful.
Yeah, I didn't want to
And
leave
she
her
was
there, just in
receptive
case.
to it,
So,
and
yeah.
that
Yeah,
it
she
worked.
was, and
You
I
know
love
what
it.
I'm
I
saying?
love it. Thank you.
And
for
thank
that.
you, Kiana.
Cause sometimes
But
I need a hug. and I don't
I
even know
want to
need
say
one.
something to our viewing audience. This is one of those topics to where we see y'all's comments.
Sorry,
you
y'all
know,
had
we
to get a
see
hug.
it. And let's just address a couple of them real quick.
Yeah, Kiana, thank you, by the way, for asking us to give her
And
a
Gourmet, I
hug.
want to say
Ah,
this really
yeah,
quickly.
we appreciate
the
that,
reason
Kiana.
why I asked you that question about how do you feel in this moment, because this is how I'm starting to feel, and it's just what it is. When it happens, people they call, they text, the funeral, the repast, all of that, right?
And then life goes
But
on.
that day
You know,
after, it kind of
consistent.
hit me a couple months. I realized this. It keep on going. The world keep on going. People go back to work. People go back to school. People going on back to their lives. And it's not just to say that they don't care. It's just that shit just don't stop.
I gotta do what I gotta do.
And you know how you just feel like, damn, I wish I could smile right now. And I wish I could be in my car listening to music. And I envy that feeling. I want that happiness a little bit. I want to feel that. But right now, I just don't feel it. Because to you, it's a celebration. And to you, it's just another day. But to me, it's the day after I close the casket. To me, it's the first night I'm sleeping in the bed in the house without my husband. To me, it is a lot. So that's why I wanted to know, because I have a difficult time with that part, with the world keep on moving type shit.
Yeah.
That's what I struggle with.
Yeah, it's a lot. It really is. It is a lot. I really didn't know how much I depended on George.
Until he
I
was
didn't
gone.
know how much. You know, my husband, he was such a cheerleader of mine. You know, he was a supporter of mine. It was nothing that I could come to George and tell him that I wanted to do that he wouldn't cheer me on for and wouldn't rally behind me and help me achieve it.
That's a good mate.
So
It's okay.
living without him, pulling up in that driveway, not seeing him open up that back door
They should
and
have
take
you
the
some
groceries out of the car for me, to get out of bed every morning and make the bed up and see the other side without him, to wash clothes and all of them belong to me.
Damn. See, it's the simple things we don't think about, right? Damn.
It's hard, but I don't talk about it. I don't speak about it because life goes on, and nobody really want to hold your hand and help you get through anything because they feel like it's draining to them. So I try not to bother anybody with my pain that I'm going through. I get on my knees and I pray until I'm better.
So do you have
Am I?
anybody that you trust with your raw emotion about this situation? Do you have anybody that you can just be authentic with? And tell them when you just, I can't today. Do you have that person? Do you have one person that you know you can be that authentic with?
I had that one person, and you know, people they listen to gossip and different things, and you know, people I post a lot of stuff on Facebook, and when I find things out there on social media and it's funny to me, or if it strikes a nerve or something like that, I'll post it. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's for someone or it's for me
Or about me.
That they attach it to your situation
But
and make
people
assumptions.
not even attach it to me, but they'll read it and think it's about them. And then they start to feel away.
But you know what happens when you throw a rock into a crowd of dogs, right?
Somebody gonna grab
The
it.
hit dog is the one. The
Hit
one that
dog is the
hollers.
one that
Always hollers. Always. So I've had that. But I don't share my raw emotions. No.
So is this like the first time you've, like, the most you done told anybody about what you're going through, or is this like the first time you express most of your emotion?
Like this? Yeah.
And you know what? I want to thank you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Definitely.
I appreciate
for
you as
being
well.
willing to come in here, be transparent,
Your
and
bravery.
transparent to the point where even you're not ashamed to show your emotion, right? Because some people be transparent in words and they don't show it, so the affect doesn't match what you're saying, right? Like I can feel that every word that's coming out of your mouth is 100. You know what I'm saying? Not just because I've known you and I've watched y'all's journey, but because you haven't acted in any plays, movies, Oscar nominated. You know what I'm saying? This is real.
This is authentic.
Authentic.
This is not a show. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes you just never know. You might be the opportunity that opens a door for people to even just express what they can't express to nobody else. That's why this is Truth Podcast. We deal with truth. Whatever, however raw it is, however uncomfortable it is, however whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you not just for coming, but coming and being 100. You're telling us shit that a lot of people don't have the balls to come on air, not even the balls or the strength or the courage or the wherewithal in the moment, because they're just still grieving, to share the most painful thing you've ever been through. But also to share, but I still gotta live. I still gotta go on. He would want me to. I'm honoring his memory. Fuck what you talking about. Fuck what you think. Fuck how you're judging me. If I go out, you're saying it's too soon. Fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? And I applaud you.
Thank you.
Not just for the strength of just the sacrifices you made, the strength of just dealing with this, but just your ability to stand up to the fuck shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people, this is one thing, nobody grieves the same.
No.
And anybody that judges the next person's grieving process, my baby, you insulting them. You're shortchanging them. You're limiting their ability to grieve in the way that it maintains and it's healthy for them.
Yeah, because
You can't
I.
really tell somebody how to feel about a situation that you ain't been through.
You understand?
Yeah.
You can't tell
Exactly.
me when it's okay for me to move the fuck on.
Yeah.
You can't never tell nobody
I-
about their feelings.
I've
It's
had-
their feelings.
Yeah, I've had people compare their divorce to my husband's death.
Oh Lord! Like, I couldn't
makes no
move
sense
on.
at all.
Look, they say some stupid shit like this, right? I couldn't move on for 5 years after my divorce. How can
Man,
you
you
move
a fuck
on
about
after
how
a year
much
after
time
your
it took
husband's
you
death?
to move on.
I
Because
don't even
I
go
know
together.
I lived up to my vows and I fulfilled that contract.
Versus somebody that was looking for the first reason to leave.
Exactly.
And
You know what I'm
left.
saying? Like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out
Yeah.
of here with that shit.
And my thing is, don't say to me that you know what I'm going through.
You can't.
And that you
understand.
you
can
understand,
relate,
and you
still
can
got your
relate,
husband right
and
there.
all of
And this
that.
nigga still breathing.
You
Yeah.
know,
You know what I mean?
I was at a party. It was someone's birthday party, and the young lady she asked me. She was like, "You here by yourself?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know if you know my husband. He's been, he's gone. He's not here anymore." And she was like, "Oh, I feel your pain, 'cause my husband, he's gone too." And I was like, "Oh my God, really?" I said, "How long has he been dead?" And she said, "Oh, he's not dead. He on a work trip.
Wait a minute. Did
He
she
been
understand?
Time out.
Did she
Time out.
He's been
understand?
gone for 2 weeks."
Did she understand the conversation that you
understand
had?
what I'm
Did
saying?
she
Not
understand
understand the
what you
assignment,
meant
no.
when you said that your
He's
husband
gone.
is gone, meaning he has transitioned?
I
gone?
She saw me going on a trip.
She said that he passed away.
He passed away.
Right.
You ask me why
And
am
you
I by
compare
myself,
that.
and I tell you why I'm by myself, and you tell me that you can relate to me, and then you follow up with that bullshit.
Listening is key.
Dog.
So after you backhanded her, what happened?
That didn't happen.
Man, on everything.
After you kicked her down the stairs
Oh,
and
my
drove
God.
out the door,
Your racket hand just
you
come
know,
like this.
how did that happen?
Oh my God.
How did you compose yourself?
You
In
know,
that
'cause,
situation.
you know, I'm a classy dame, so
Right.
you know, I was just like, I said, so how long your husband been dead? And she was like, oh no, he not dead. He on a work trip. And I just stared at her ass to let her know.
Bitch, there ain't no comparison.
Did
What
she
you
did
talking
it
about?
click in after you stared at her?
So
Playing in my face.
So when I stared at her like that, she was like, May, I'm sorry. And when she said she was sorry, I just got up and walked away because I wanted her to marinate in that bullshit
Sit in that.
that she just spewed out on me
Right.
like
That's
that.
crazy.
Sit in
And
that.
she followed me all that night trying to apologize even more.
Dog.
And I made sure that I avoided her.
Yeah.
Comfortable as hell.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
because
wanted
it's like,
her.
you think we on the same level,
Yeah,
bitch.
I
no.
wanted her to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
As you should.
You
And
know,
sit in that. Sit in that
I
spot.
wanted her to marinate in that
Absolutely.
If you know her name, if you want to shout out right now, go right ahead. I have no problems with that.
shit. Listen.
The ass of the
I
week
had
goes to.
no.
We're not gonna do that.
No.
I wanna say
but
something
see,
to you.
I'm this type of chick.
Got you.
I didn't even care to get to know her name
Say that shit.
after
It
she
didn't
said
matter.
that to me.
Say that shit.
It was not even valid for me
No
to even
validation.
get to know
You're
her.
not even a person that's gonna be around in my
Like,
space.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm
anyway.
done talking to you.
You over.
You dead to me.
Man, that's crazy.
Somebody said lifting you in love, sweetheart. They're talking to you. I
Oh,
need
thank you,
to
thank you,
see
thank
our
you. I
heart.
appreciate it.
That's Michael. But
Appreciate it.
need to
Yep.
shout
Deborah
out.
said, "Thank you for sharing."
And another thing too that someone said to me that really got under my skin, and I almost wanted to hit her, but I'm not a vibing person. But she said to me, she said, "So May, how do you like your new life?"
Like you supposed to be celebrating after his death or something.
I'm like,
It's one thing to carry on with life. It's another thing to celebrate as if that person didn't mean shit to you.
Yeah.
And so to me, that question is like, bitch, what you asking me, huh?
yeah.
Since
know
the
what I'm
narrative
saying?
nowadays is marriage is
Yeah.
like jail. Like
Yeah.
she got the
You know what I'm saying?
Like, how you feel about being
you free now, bitch.
Right.
How you feel? You good? You enjoying this
And
shit?
that's the reason why I said earlier
Exactly.
that type of love and this type of wife does not exist because of that type of mindset that's out there right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
before we go into our closing thoughts, I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
When you first got back out there and started dating, did you feel a sense of guilt?
Of course.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like I still feel guilty, but I still push myself out there to.
Because life goes
you
on
really
for the
love
living.
him.
You gotta still
And your
live your
husband would
life.
want you
know,
to
yeah.
enjoy your life still.
Did your husband ever say, I don't want you to live your life after I'm gone? While you were his caretaker, knowing he was going? Did
said
he
you
ever
gonna
say that
find
to
another
you?
husband,
Listen.
and job
He
well
told
done.
you were gonna find
And
another
job
husband,
well done.
Wow.
and he told you job well done. So I don't give a fuck what nobody
nobody
else
got to
say.
say.
This man released you to be and to
And-
live.
And through the eyes of God, I
Did
finish
your
the
duty.
job.
You did.
That was
I
God
finished
telling
it.
you job well done.
yeah.
That's who it was telling you that.
Speaking
I
through
did
him.
Speaking through
Penelope, what's your final thought, my baby?
Gourmet, I never met you. It was a pleasure to meet you. And
Thank
I
you.
just want to tell you that, by the way you speak of your husband, the way you light up, the tone in your voice, and it just lets me know that he was a really, really, really good, special man to you. And I'm glad that you had a chance to experience
Oh,
that
yeah.
type of love, because it's a lot of
Hey.
people out here who have yet to get that and are still searching for that. That's the first thing I want to say. The
Amen.
second thing I want
Amen.
to say to our viewers is that I know for my married people who may be going through some things and it may be rough and it may be rocky, better, have a bad night than not be here. This lady don't have her husband anymore, and you guys still get the opportunity to make it right, to share those memories. So love on your spouses and don't take that for granted. Share this live and use this as an example of here today, gone today. Love y'all.
Amen. Mike, what's your final thought, my baby?
Chef Bryce, I appreciate the woman that you are, the woman that you are going to be. I appreciate all of that from you.
Thank you.
My final thoughts is I've been engaged a few times, and the reason I'm not married is because I found the truth. You have to realize you got to be a woman like you. You got to deal with, am I for better or for worse? Am I for sickness or for poor? People have to realize that. I'm glad that whoever I was engaged to at the time, I ain't saying any names, I'm just glad that we realized those things.
This wasn't forever.
We better off without each other, and we couldn't handle those things.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave Bird.
What's your final thought, my boy?
My final thought is, Miss Gourmet, thank you, because I was going, I can't compare it. Listen, that's my grandma. It's nothing compared to you losing her husband. And thank you for just showing me that life can go on. And I just want to quote this song, and I just want to hold your hand while I'm quoting it.
Oh, man.
He sees the tears you cry, and he shares your pain inside. And sometimes you wonder why he allows you to go through what you go through. Listen, just know God has his hands on you.
Amen.
I love you, my sister. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I want to defer my final thought to our special guest, and I want you, Gourmet Bryce, Chef Gourmet Bryce, Crack Chicken Salad Gourmet Bryce.
All that, yes.
Just to those people that are out here in our viewing audience who can relate to your story, what would you say to them?
There is life after death.
Amen.
Period.
And add to it, take away from it as you will to suit your situation. But understand this one thing. Our title for tonight was There is Life After Death. And we
Full
out
circle.
this motherfucker.
And we out.
Thank you so much
Have a
for
good
having
evening.
me.
Listen.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7